tired of it. I don't want to be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? That means independent, motherfucker. I don't want to be independent anymore. I don't want to be independent anymore. I want to be a housewife. I want to have kids. I don't want to work. I'm over it. I want to stay home. I want to stay home. I want to be submissive. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to work. I don't want to make money. I want to raise children. I want to be a housewife. I want to be happy.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and on today's episode we have a video here, 18 minutes of women realizing that they messed up badly. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Look who's finally arrived at the women realizing feminism is a scam party. Congrats on waking up, but newsflash, your revelation is about as valuable as last season's trends. As you push 30, your market value has tanked, and nobody's shedding tears for your belated epiphany. The ship has sailed, and we hope you enjoy the lonely swim in the sea of irrelevance you've plunged into. Let's take a look at 15 women who can now do nothing but regret their terrible life choices and cry about them, although some are making some great points too. Younger women should watch and learn.
Feminism is a scam. A few years ago, I was an angry, blue-haired feminist. I once believed that male privilege was real and that I was a victim of the wage gap. Now that I understand the true motives of feminism, I know that this could not be further from the truth, and that modern-day feminism is a war on true masculinity.
Guys, I have said this every single time a woman has brought this up, but this whole wage gap stuff has been disproven so many times over. It has been illegal to pay people different amounts depending on, their gender. The reason why men and women get paid different amounts is due to a multitude of factors. The least of which is that, not the least of which, excuse me, is that men work harder and they work longer. Okay, yet you have all of these blue-haired, enlightened individuals trying to tell you that they are oppressed and that life is so difficult and the wage gap is a thing. Let me tell you, even if the wage gap was a thing, even if, okay, which it isn't, but even if, they would still be broke because they suck at what they do. Those blue-haired womanists who, who always seem to just be struggling in life with everything from dating to finances to literally everything they can possibly struggle with. These girls would struggle no matter what, oppressed or not oppressed, even though they're not.
Before women had the right to vote, most were stay-at-home wives, which meant they weren't working jobs and couldn't be taxed. Our overlords didn't like that. Rockefeller started funding feminist campaigns in media, and as a consequence of the movement, women started entering the workforce and leaving the home. Children would then be separated from their parents and sent to Rockefeller-funded schools to be indoctrinated by the state. All of this ultimately disrupting the family unit at its core. Feminism is defined as the belief in social, economic, and political equality of the sexes. But in the West, I must ask, what rights do men have that women don't? Modern feminists are convincing women that hookup culture, using hormonal birth control, and not shaving is liberation, that toxic masculinity is prevalent and the patriarchy must be dismantled.
This is, the funny part about all this, guys. This is the joke that I always bring up as well. If you're someone who is strapped for money, if you're someone who, needs to get something, just start lying to women. Okay, there are so many people, dating coaches, I saw a, what did I see the other day? A feminine energy coach the other day. And it seems like the meta is really just to lie to women, to tell them that they're oppressed, to tell them that they have it so difficult. And then they just follow whatever it is that you say after that. Oh, the patriarchy needs to be dismantled. This guy is bad, that guy is bad. Let's cancel this person. Let's cancel that person. Okay, these people, don't really think for themselves because they've been convinced that they are a victim. You're a victim of absolutely everything. And then what happens, guys? They get to 30 years of age, they realize too late And then they start to have their epiphanies and they start to message those guys that they used to previously ignore.
And the patriarchy must be dismantled. Through movies and media, we're taught that working for the man, climbing the corporate ladder and paying tax is more empowering and valuable than raising the next generation. Women have lost touch with our natural loving instincts and birth rates are plummeting. Men and women are not the same. And by protesting for equality of outcome rather than opportunity, feminists are demonizing and emasculating.
I wasted 10 years on feminism and woke culture, and
When did you realize that it was a lie?
probably like a year ago.
A year ago.
That's the problem.
What made you like realize?
And it's interesting. Like I started really listening to Andrew Tate's like long form content.
Yeah. Nice.
And understanding truly what he meant.
Yeah.
And it really changed everything for me.
I love how all of these changes come in only when we're older, right? All of this stuff, guys, never means anything to these women when they're in their 20s. When they're in their 20s, they're like, yeah, woo, womanism, you know, I'm oppressed, men bad, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is, as women get older, they realize that they actually need men, okay? Whether that be because they want to have a family or because they don't want to work for the rest of their life. So they have to start rationalizing things and going, oh, wait a minute. You know, I was lied to. People were lying to me and I was tricked and all of this sort of thing. But it never mattered to them when they were in their 20s. But now that we're 30, it's like, oh yeah, you know what? As a matter of fact, I do want to be provided for and stay in the home, right? Because I don't want to work until I'm 70 now. I would much rather a man take care of me. But these women in their 20s, they're so delusional, they think that they'll get a man no matter what. And then what happens is they get to their 30s and the attention starts to dry up. They can no longer get the kinds of men that they were used to getting, right? They can't get the relationships they were really after. They can't keep them because, let's be honest, when they get to 30, so many of these girls have nothing to offer a guy. Like, let me say this, their personality doesn't exactly carry them through a relationship. So they start to struggle and they're like, man, oh, now I regret things. Now I wish I had a good man. And all of this, in my opinion, guys, is just way too late. When you start trying to suck up to men after all of this time of completely screwing them over, ignoring them, treating them like garbage, thinking that men are the enemy, and then you get to 30 and you want to turn around and tell me that you all of a sudden care about men and you've had an epiphany. Hell no.
And how I viewed men and women and relationships.
So you think the biggest lie of feminism was a lie, I guess?
Yeah, unfortunately.
What's the biggest lie that feminism sells women, in your opinion?
That women don't need a man.
I can't stop crying. I'm happy and I love my life. But I feel so goddamn lonely and it terrifies me. Everyone's getting married or having kids and starting a new chapter in their life with their friends and whatnot, and I'm just here on my own, in my own home.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Notice the choice of words here. She's terrified because she's going to be alone, right? She's terrified. I don't know about you guys, okay? Let me know in the comments box down below. I have never been terrified of being lonely, okay? I think that a lot of people, you know, can be alone, but they're not lonely, so to speak. But the reason why these girls are scared, it's very interesting that she uses the word scared there, because she's scared that she won't be able to have kids in time and that she will have to work for the rest of her life. It's not actually like, you know, we're sitting here and we care about men or we want to love and care about another person. No, it's my friends are getting a ring on their finger, my friends are having children, and I'm not getting either of those things. That's what really scares her, okay? Because make no mistake, these women can find somebody to quote-unquote love. It's never been about love for a lot of these guys. If they wanted their love, they could find that guy while they're in, you know, damn high school. They could be high school sweethearts and live happily for the rest of their life. But no, what do these women do, guys? They get to their 30s or their late 20s, and then they're like, crap, I need to have kids. I need to, you know, start getting my life together. Yeah, no crap, you should have got your life together. This is like a decade too late.
Here, on my own, in my own home, working and surviving.
Yeah, see, she's scared because she has to work. She's not going to have kids in time and she has no ring. Notice how none of this is about caring for another person or loving another person or till death do us part or any traditional values whatsoever. It's just that she's scared she's going to be missing out on things that she needs a man to provide her with.
I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's just me who's experiencing this, but I just feel so lonely and it's scary.
I'm tired of it. I don't want to be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? That means independent, motherfucker. I don't want to be independent anymore. I don't want to be independent anymore. I want to be a housewife. I want to have kids. I don't want to work. I've been working since I was 14. I'm almost 25. I've been independent since I was 18. I'm almost 25. I'm over it.
I don't really see what the problem is here, you know? You're strong and independent. Why don't you just keep going down that road, keep being strong and independent? This is what you told men that you wanted, okay? I want to be strong and independent. I don't need no man. I can make my own money. I can do my own things. And men sat there and they said, yep, okay, yep. And they said, okay. And so you went out there, you started making your own money. You thought you were better than everybody. And now you come back and you're like, wait a minute, I want a man to take care of me. But the men were just told that they need to screw off. So I don't really understand here what the issue is, because all I'm hearing is I want after you decided to throw away men.
I'm over it. I want to stay home. I want to stay home. I want to be submissive. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to work. I don't want to make money. I want to raise children. I want to be a housewife. I want to be happy.
There's something very contradictory to me about videos where you have women saying that they want to be submissive and feminine, but they're yelling and swearing when they're doing it. Something just, you know, it really just doesn't add up for me. It seems like an oxymoron when you have someone yelling that they want to be feminine. I kind of think that these two things are a little bit opposed to one another, but hey, maybe that's just me.
I want to do what's that, please. At fucking home! What the fuck is this independence? I'm over it. I'm over it!
Do any other single 32-year-old women get depressed, extremely depressed around the holidays? Or is it just me? It doesn't bother me any other time. I'm fine. But like come November all the way to like February, I'm like, okay. All of my siblings from 16 years old to 40 something years old all have somebody, okay? They have boyfriends, girlfriends, they're married, they have children, like families. And then there's Brittany, alone with her French bulldog that she's codependent on. They walk in the front door with their family and their kids and they're, oh, Merry Christmas, blah, blah, and then I show up by myself. Hey.
Well, there's your problem, Brittany, you know? You don't have enough cats, okay? Your Prince Charming, he's right around the corner. Don't give up. Maybe when you're pushing 40, that's the time when your Prince Charming is magically going to appear before you. But in the meantime, maybe collect some more cats. There's certain kinds of medications you can go on. I know a lot of women in your situation are on these medications, but don't worry. They are also strong, independent, and happy. But, you know, don't get these things mixed up, Brittany, because you can be a happy person, but you can also have things that you need to medicate yourself for, okay? It's really important, right, Brittany? I hope you're listening. It's really important that you hold very contradictory ideas in your head. That way you're completely as directionless and as useless as possible, right? You don't really want to settle on one train of thought when you can just believe everything simultaneously. For example, you're strong and independent, you don't need a man, but a man has to pay for everything for you out on a date or else he's garbage, right? So, you know, stick to these sorts of things, this sort of thinking. Start stacking up the cats. I hear they are fantastic pets. They definitely love you for sure. And yeah, we'll check back in with you for a few years and you'll become some more content for the channel.
Hey, Britt. I appreciate my family because they include my dog and everything as if he's my kid. Like, I'm truly grateful, but like, fuck. When is it my turn? And then you have New Year's. I'm not going to the club. I'm not doing all that. I want to be home. But like, I want to be home with somebody, but like, I don't have anybody. Nobody's calling me, nobody's texting me. I'm celibate, so
Stop the cap.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
fuck though, like,
Yeah, guys, nobody believes that. Okay, gone are the days. You can't tell me as a 32-year-old woman sitting here with a face full of makeup, recording, swearing on her iPhone on TikTok that you're celibate. I'm sorry, it doesn't cut it anymore. This is the same kind of level of lie where women try and tell you, oh, he's just a friend. I have a bunch of guy friends because they're a lot less drama. Okay, people have woken up to this sort of nonsense. These are low-level lies. Like, can we lie a little bit better, please? If you're going to lie to men, maybe at least assume that they have some degree of intelligence, because believe it or not, men are actually quite intelligent. Okay? Some of us are a little lagging, like myself, without a coffee in the morning, okay? But step it up, madam. Step it up.
okay, do I never get a turn again? Or like, what the fuck? Is anybody else feeling the struggle during the holidays and in their 30s? Or what the fuck? Oh my God. It's my fault. A lot of it's my fault. Maybe I'm too picky. Maybe my standards are too high. Like,
Yep.
I guess I could, but like, fuck that. I bring a lot to the table, and no. But I hate this time of year now.
Yeah, see, what's happening here, guys, and I want to really explain this before we continue to the next clip, is that she says it here herself, right? There's a sliver of truth in all of this nonsense she's saying, which is that she could have a relationship, she could have her marriage, she could have her family, the kids, the whole lot. She could have these things. But she thinks that she's above the average man, right? She has a lot to bring to the table. Okay? Let me tell you something. If you're looking for a guy who has things going for him, who's attractive, got his career going well, he does not want women who are sitting here making these TikToks being masculine as hell. He's not interested in your money. He's not interested in your degrees. He's probably not interested in any of these things. And he's not interested in some girl who's 32 years of age, who can barely take accountability for anything, who's incredibly masculine. Right? Like, men don't want, if men wanted to date masculine people, they would just date other men. But the majority of men don't do that. Okay, we don't want to date girls like this who think that they're the table, who, you know, I got my own bread, I have my degrees, I'm a strong, independent woman. Men aren't interested in that. They want someone who's soft and caring. Like, it's not rocket science, but these women make it look so damn difficult, man. They really do.
Like, I honestly can't do this anymore. Like, no, I think that am I still in this like place where I'm stuck for years. Like, he goes and moves to a different state every year. I have to be like together so I can raise the kids, you know. And he's an amazing dad. He's done an amazing job. The whole thing
still will be. And still will be.
I just like
he'll be better without you there. Like,
I think he deserves someone that can go support his every move and go follow him all over the place and move to Wyoming. I can't do that. He should have a wife that supports his every move and travels with him and does everything, and I can't. I feel like a failure, that it's like a third marriage. Yeah, I feel like a loser. But I can't even think about that. Like, I want to be happy.
It's my opinion.
Wait, I don't fully understand the context here. This is Kim Kardashian, I'm going to assume. I don't watch this garbage. So it says Kim crying over her divorce with Kanye here. So what, she's divorcing him because she thinks that she's a bad wife because she can't follow him everywhere because she has to look after the kids. nothing's making sense here, guys. Whenever you see like just crying like this, you can assume that the majority of whatever is being said is complete nonsense, right? They can't just sit down and have conversations like regular people and say what's going on. There's always got to be like tears going on and making yourself out to be a victim and using very vague language. I don't have the energy to unpack what's going on here, but rest assured it's stupid. Let's continue to the next clip.
This might piss some people off, but I just want to take a moment and say, thank goodness that so many of us are waking up to the fact that modern day feminism is a literal scam meant to disconnect and separate and isolate women from one another. And not only from one another, but from the natural ways of living. Like, this shit literally goes against nature. Modern day feminism says that women should be out in the workforce working 40+ hour weeks while their children stay at home with a caretaker, that they immediately get put in the school system from age 5 and stay until they're 18, if not older if they go to college. And that while women have 4 phases of their cycle that give them extremely different hormone levels and energy levels, that they should be doing the exact same routine every day, every week, and every month. I'm sorry, but fuck that. Like, I am down for the boss babe shit. I am building 2 businesses right now. I think women should be running their own empires if that's what they want. But it can be done the feminine way. Women are meant to be provided for so they can stay home and take care of their children and be the actual parent to their child.
Yeah, see, we're close, but we're missing it, right? We're still having the have your cake and want to eat it too kind of thing, right? I want to be a strong, independent woman. I want to go out there, be a boss babe, career woman, but at the same time, I want to have kids and I want a man to provide for me. You see, she still hasn't grasped this, okay? The lie of womanism is that you can have everything. You really can't, okay? You want to focus on your kids, fine, right? You want to build on your career, fine. You want to be masculine, fine. But these things have trade-offs, okay? If you're a very masculine woman who's building businesses and your idea is to also be a stay-at-home mother who's provided for, some of these things are very much conflicting with one another. Okay, so she says, I'm a woman who's building 2 businesses. I'm all for that boss babe crap, but you got to do it in a feminine way. This doesn't make sense. You see, we're just trying to have our cake and eat it too. That's all that's happening here. A lot of these women who make these videos are chameleons, right? They're just lying. The end result here is I want the resources from men, but I still want to go out and be able to do whatever it is that I want to do at any given time. Also, this nonsense about hormone levels and not responding well to routines. No, this is why people's lives are a mess, guys, because they don't have routines. You can justify it all the way you want. Okay, my hormone levels prevent me from having routines. Okay, we will see how your life goes without a routine. So this is something that is just crazy to me, because you never get anywhere without routine, without structure, without repetitious actions. That's why so many of these people, are just losers. Okay, try going to the gym and building muscle without a routine. Have fun, and compare yourself to the person who actually had a routine.
They're supposed to rest during their moon cycle. They're supposed to frolic around naked and connect to their bodies and connect to the earth and be the caretaker.
Yeah, I don't want to wipe up a girl who's frolicking around without clothes on, but go off.
They're not meant to be in hustle all the time. They're not meant to be in doing mode all the time. We're meant to be. And we're meant to be in community, surrounded by other women, letting them support our children as well. Being in community vibes is essential. And what does modern day feminism do? Separates us from that as well. Turns women against each other as competitors instead of allies, and makes us work until we're too tired to function, amongst so many other tragic things. So if you're still stuck in that modern day feminism trap, let me just tell you that you deserve to be rich, you deserve to be your own boss, you deserve to do all of the things a man does too, but there is a unique way that you're meant to do it that is separate on a physiological and biological level from how a man is supposed to do it. And learning to embrace that is learning to embrace your true nature.
Man, whenever I hear things like this, I just want to slam my head on the desk. Let's just move on. I have so many things that I could say about this, but I'm just done. We're moving to the next clip.
I had a
divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. This one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way.
Being strong and capable most of my life, being the friend that could muscle through anything or that always had the solution to all the problem is a trauma response. It is a cloak of protection to keep me from being vulnerable. If I didn't need anything, then I didn't have to rely on anything, and nobody could ever let me down. And it's tiring to be strong. It's tiring to be everything for everybody. It's exhausting to not, I'm all in my feels today. I don't have any answers, and I don't really have a reason to be feeling this other than it's something way deep down inside that needed to come up. And this
Nothing really screams strength to me like setting up your camera, crying, and then recording yourself crying for strangers on the internet. Okay, you know what I said a couple of clips ago, okay, whenever the tears come out, why are tears being presented publicly to strangers? You've got to ask yourself this question, because usually the answer is to appear like a victim. Okay, I divorced my husband, I ruined my life, I ruined his life, and now I'm the victim and I'm crying. But simultaneously, I'm really strong and I'm really independent. Guys, we're going to be calling today's episode there. I've had enough of this garbage. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. What do you guys think? Make sure you take care of yourselves. Hopefully you don't run across any women like this near you. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.